Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well today. I want to talk to you today about the writing process before you begin writing your first paper. Some people have a misconception that writing's just a gift. It comes naturally to people, that either you're good at writing or you're not. And this isn't actually true. Some people do have a knack for writing, some people have a talent for writing, but writing is a skill that you can develop. A good piece of writing comes from a process, and this process is known as the writing process. Even the most famous novelists are known for following steps in the writing process. William Faulkner, a great Southern writer, for example, is known for having outlines covering the walls of his offices. They would say about him that his office walls would be covered with outlines of his chapters for his great novels. Mary Shelley's known for publishing Frankenstein a second time. Frankenstein was published once and she revised it heavily and published it again. People who write anything that's published, whether it's a scholarly journal article, a newspaper article, things to be published online, magazine articles, books, all go through a writing process. Many of them brainstorm and plan and outline and write multiple drafts. And then what they think is a final draft is finally edited, I'm sure, by a team of editors. So as you can see, writing is a process that requires multiple steps. So today I want to talk to you about the steps in the writing process. So if we think about the writing process, I normally think of this as a three-step process. The first step is pre-writing. Pre-writing is everything that you do before you sit down to draft your paper. There are many different techniques you can use to pre-write. Some of us may just start with an idea in our heads and walk around, sit around, lay in our beds at night and think about how we are going to unfold that idea. There are some other more formal pre-writing techniques. For example, brainstorming. Brainstorming is a technique where we list. All right, just sit down with a piece of paper, a pen, or you can open up a document or a note and just make a list of whatever comes into your mind when you think on your topic. All right, so that is brainstorming. Another pre-writing technique is free writing, and more specifically, focused free writing. If you choose to do free writing for your pre-writing activity, what you would do is sit down, have your topic in your head, and time yourself. Set a timer on your phone for anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes and just sit and write. Write whatever comes out on your topic. And you'll be really surprised at what you're able to come up with if you just give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to sit and free write on your topic. Other free writing techniques include mapping or clustering. I find that one doesn't work quite as well as maybe brainstorming or free writing. And finally, a lot of people like to question. All right, they ask themselves journalist questions, they're called, to come up with ideas on their topic. For example, get your topic in your head, of course, and then ask yourself who, what, when, where, why, how. You will be able to come up with so much information on your topic. And guys, this is all just the first step. This is just pre-writing, generating ideas. Those are ways to generate ideas. The other main step that is involved in the pre-writing step of the writing process is making an outline. All right, we will go over how to make a specific outline very soon to keep your paper organized or focused. That's in an upcoming module. All right, so that's everything that you do before you sit down to write. The next step in the writing process is the actual writing. This is the actual writing of the paper. It sounds simple, but remember, this might involve multiple drafts. All right, you'll sit down and write one draft. You may have 2, 3, 4 drafts before you get to the final draft that you bring to peer review. All right, and then that's what happens next, guys. The final step in the writing process, it's not writing, you're not done yet, is rewriting. Rewriting is everything that you do after you think you have completed your final draft. Rewriting involves two things: revising and editing. Those two things sound alike, but they're a little bit different. Revising literally means to re-see what you have written. So when you revise, you may realize that you need to get rid of things. You may realize that there are things you need to add to your paper. All right, this is when you look and you make sure that your paper is unified, coherent, that there's nothing off topic you need to remove, that there is nothing a little bit skimpy where you need to add. All right, that's the revision part. And then finally, editing is the final step in rewriting, the third step of the writing process. Editing involves proofreading. All right, proofreading and looking for any errors in spelling and grammar and sentence structure, looking for any typos, making sure your formatting is just absolutely spot on. All right, that's revising and editing. For editing, I recommend a minimum of 2 outside proofreaders. I also recommend you run your papers through Grammarly.com. And that's in addition to peer review and me looking at your paper. All right, guys, so as you can see, the writing process is a multi-step process. It's something you should never be afraid of because there are lots of points in writing your papers or whatever it is that you're writing. All right, there are many points to improve your paper and come out with an excellent product. If you do take the time to follow the steps in the writing process, I can guarantee you're going to have a better final draft. Whether you're writing a research paper at the end of the semester for your final, whether you're sitting out for an essay exam, all right, if you'll just take what time you have to follow these steps. Do some pre-writing, all right, work to generate ideas and outline, write multiple drafts of whatever it is that you're writing, your essay for our class, and then finally spend some time rewriting. Of course, you'll note that's why it's important to get your paper completed on time so you have time to devote to the rewriting step in the writing process. All right, thanks for joining me today, and I hope this helps you guys with your essays. Have a good one.